Stay up to date with what's happening in North Central Washington. Go to the NCW Life Community Calendar at ncwlife.com.
Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And wow, what a day out there today. Great weather to begin the month of March. Lots of sunshine after a few morning clouds out there this morning. Temperatures today predominantly in the mid to upper 40s, but that's really where we should be for this time of year. 49 is our normal high. And what a beautiful shot from our cross camera Sky-Fi tower. And yeah, lots of blue skies and nice weather, but things will be changing as a weak storm system moves in late in the day tomorrow. And we could, yes, even see a little bit of light snow expected overnight Wednesday and into Thursday morning, maybe. And that's a big maybe that we'll see an inch in the ground here in the Wenatchee area. And as you can tell by our map, most locations won't pick up a lot of snow, maybe an inch or two, and then it'll change all over to rain. And after that, some very nice weather once again. And we'll have your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. Washington became the first state yesterday to set up its own net neutrality requirements, and it looks like it's going to be a good year, a water year rather, for irrigators and hydropower in north central Washington. But first we begin tonight. Last night at Wenatchee High School, around 100 people packed into the high school commons for a listening forum regarding school safety and gun violence. Following the recent school shooting in Parkland, Florida, local residents voiced their opinions on how the Wenatchee School District should move forward. While most of the 21 people who spoke at the forum were against arming teachers, there was a wide range of suggestions.
I want to say that my oldest starts kindergarten in the fall. And so you better believe I'm following this issue, and you better believe that it's personal. And you better believe I'm going to fight. I know there's been some talk about metal detectors, and I want to point out that they're going to be effective in stopping a kid that wants to bring a gun to school for show and tell. But they're not going to be effective in stopping an active shooter. An active shooter is not going to stop to be patted down or whatever the process will be. And that is, if you think about it, that's our current situation. That's the current concern. What I would like to see instead is the district use that money for keypad entry at all schools. I understand some schools have them, Lincoln and Washington. I think that's a wonderful idea. All external doors are locked. You need to be buzzed in, all visitors, everybody. I'd also like to see you use that money for bulletproof glass and more SROs within the district, a lot more. Thank you.
I do believe we need to harden all the schools, and I think we need an armed guard at every school. And if it's me, I really think you need to be proactive. My own thought would be put an armed guard out there with a gun that's capable of taking down an active shooter, not a pistol, but something that he can shoot somebody that's out 50 yards shooting at him.
It's dangerous every day leaving your house, but you don't leave your house. And in my mind, when you're drowning, the solution is not to add water. So I oppose the addition of more guns into the school. Now, do I think the district should be looking at architectural measures or defensive measures to make schools more defensible? To make it less likely that somebody may be able to enter the school with a weapon? Yes, I do.
The biggest response of the night came when Wenatchee High School senior Chris Danko took the floor.
The main issue with instituting armed guards and metal detectors is that it prevents somebody with violent tendencies from fulfilling those tendencies in a very specific way. It does nothing to address the violent tendencies themselves. It addresses the symptom and not the disease. So let's talk about the disease and actually address the problem. Public education is a formative time in the lives of children, both in regard to education and to mental health. Many of the acts of violence that have been committed are committed by people who have shown long-term proclivities for violence. And if we can nip these mental health issues in the bud, we can prevent in-school violence without firing a single shot. If the Wenatchee School District is considering hiring additional personnel and purchasing additional equipment to deal with the pervasion of violence into what should be enclaves of education, hire adolescent psychologists who would provide more over armed security. Both have the capacity to prevent violence, but armed guards prevent violence and go no farther. Psychologists can prevent violence before physical intervention is even necessary, and they can improve the overall mental well-being of the student community. That means higher grades, higher test scores, and something that gets lost among all the statistics, healthier students. Healthier students means healthier community members, and healthier community members means healthier communities. Let's strive for that. We cannot fight for what we fear by bowing to those fears. We can only fight fear by acting with courage. Thank you.
Another suggestion included having trained dogs on various campuses. The entire school board was on hand for last night's meeting and told the crowd that they would be taking a look at all suggestions to make schools safer and will come up with some solutions very soon. Washington became the first state on Monday to set up its own net neutrality requirements after U.S. regulators repealed Obama-era rules that banned internet providers from blocking content or impairing traffic. The Federal Communications Commission voted in December to gut U.S. rules that were meant to prevent broadband companies such as Comcast, AT&T, and Verizon from exercising more control over what people watch and see on the internet. At the bill signing yesterday, Governor Jay Inslee criticized Congress for not taking action on the issue.
We should be pleased, we should be proud of our legislative effort to get this job done, because we know that when D.C. fails to act, Washington State has to do so.
The new law also requires internet providers to disclose information about their management practices, performance, and commercial terms. Violations would be enforceable under the state's Consumer Protection Act. Well, it looks like it's going to be a good water year for irrigators and for hydropower in north central Washington this year. Chelan County PUD commissioners were presented with the latest snowpack survey results for the Lake Chelan drainage, and the numbers are good.
What we found was at Lyman Lake, which is the highest elevation of the three sites we monitored, about 118% of average snow water equivalent, 101 at Park Creek Ridge, and 105 at Rainy Pass, which helped us to formulate our March 1st water supply forecast of 106%.
The utilities energy analyst John Wozniewski also reported stream flows at Grand Coulee Dam expected to be 110% of normal for the period of April through July. The next snowpack report will be released on April 1st. Washington State is poised to reestablish a state office of tourism after the Senate passed a bill that creates a private-public partnership to fund the program. The bill has been in the works for a couple of years. 12th District Representative Carrie Condata introduced the bill last year and talked about it with NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
So we put together a new program. We think it's politically feasible. We're getting good buy-in. It's a simple $5 million investment, $5 million out of billions that we spend to leverage about $30 million in revenue. That is a very worthwhile investment.
Okay, so what kind of a reaction are you getting from the industry, which has to really kind of pump up the revenue part of this?
Yeah, and to sell this, we have to have kind of a 2-to-1 match where the industry is going to put up $10 million against the state's $5 million. And they're going to have to step up to the plate because it's a use it or lose it kind of bill. The measure, as first introduced, has changed since it was first proposed last year. The new tourism agency was approved by the Senate on Monday. Washington State is one of only a few states that don't have a central tourism agency. The bill is now awaiting the governor's signature. Coming up next, Chelan County Public Works is busy this week repairing a sinkhole on Birch Mountain Road. And an East Wenatchee woman has been cited in a 2-vehicle crash last Friday that sent her and an off-duty East Wenatchee police officer to the hospital. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hi there, my name's Patrick and I'm the branch manager here at New American Funding. Applying for a home loan is an exciting time. You may have a lot of questions about how to meet your home loan goals, the loan process, or your borrowing options. We're here to help. We do things differently here at New American Funding. Not only do we have an array of loan products and a team of specialists to support you, but we get to know you personally. We want to earn your trust and business for life. So stop by our Wenatchee or Chelan office or give us a call today.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on unbaked. Who wants an unbaked pizza? You do. Because unbaked means unprocessed dough and unfrozen vegetables, all prepared fresh by us. So the difference between a pizza fresh from your oven and one pulled from a greasy delivery box? Unreal. The smell? Unbelievable. Leftovers? Unlikely. Home bake a large Papa's all meat with Canadian bacon, salami, pepperoni, Italian sausage, and ground beef. Just $12. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Welcome back. In another news, Chelan County Public Works crews are working this week on Birch Mountain Road, repairing a large sinkhole that formed near Harlow Lane. During the day, the roadway will be at one lane with flaggers controlling traffic. Expect minor delays. Commercial vehicles are asked for the time being, to avoid Birch Mountain Road near Harlow Lane or find other routes around that area. Well, for the first time in nearly 12 years, Link Transit is planning to increase the amount of service they operate. Proposals for service enhancements include additional hours of service Monday through Friday on many routes operating within the East Wenatchee area, and changes to the schedules and the span of service on some routes operating between Wenatchee and outlying communities. Some routes will offer additional hours of service, and some will run later into the evening hours under this new proposal. These additional hours equal about a 7% increase in service, with some routes being operated until nearly 10 p.m. This later service would improve access to transit for those who work non-traditional work shifts or who wish to use transit for recreational or other purposes. Presently, most routes curtail service between 6:30 and 8 p.m. Changes to services will become effective on Monday, July 2nd. An East Wenatchee woman has been cited in a two-vehicle crash last Friday that sent her and an off-duty East Wenatchee police officer to the hospital. The Washington State Patrol reports the collision occurred shortly after 4 p.m. in East Wenatchee at the intersection of Grant Road and Georgia Street. Officer Joe Hinkle was driving on Grant Road when his vehicle was T-boned by a car driven by 61-year-old Esubia Arroyo Guzman. Both drivers were transported to Confluence Health for treatment. Guzman has been cited for failing to yield the right-of-way. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come right here on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.
Thursday night, hockey night on the NCW Life Channel. It all begins at 7 o'clock with a call of the Wild and Clarkie's Corner. Then it's non-stop hockey action with the voice of the Wild, Arch Ecker. Join us as the Wild battle the rest of the BCHL. Thursday night is hockey night on the NCW Life Channel.
The Cottage Inn has been a Wenatchee Valley landmark since 1940, making it one of the longest-running locally owned restaurants around. And it's better than ever. Steak, seafood, and their famous homemade desserts for dinner, wonderful lunch items, and breakfast on Sundays, all made from scratch and at an affordable price. It's no wonder the Cottage Inn has been so popular for over 75 years. Enjoy a fabulous meal today at the Cottage Inn on Easy Street in Old Station. And sports updates on the NCW Life Channel.
And a good Tuesday. The Wenatchee Wild are in Merritt for Game 3 of the quarterfinals of the BCHL Interior Division playoffs. Tonight's game starts at 7 as Wenatchee tries to go up 3-0 in the best-of-7 first-round playoff series. Wild won Game 1 at home Thursday night 4-0 and Game 2 Saturday 6-4. Wild, by the way, are 3-0 at the Nicola Valley Memorial Arena this season, home of the Centennials. Now, speaking of the series with Merritt, we have Game 1 tonight here on the NCW Life Channel.
At the half, boards on the right wing wall inside the Merritt zone. Wenatchee in the white uniforms. They're moving left to right. Here's Weatherby, walks in front, shot, score! Morton dishes it over for Zach. Back to Morton, one-timer, shoots and he scores! That one may have gone off a Merritt player. It definitely deflected off something, and then it eluded Berger on the glove side. Over on the right side for Galambus as he enters the zone. Galambus in, shoots, he scores! Zach Galambus. Iannoni's going to go. There's going to be a scrap. Iannoni and Stocky. They trade a couple of rights, and Stocky goes down, and Iannoni swings a couple of rights as he was going down, and they finish it off. Stocky took umbrage with a check that Iannoni threw as he bumped into a Merritt player coming off on a change. Slap back around, there's a drop pass. Weatherby in front for Vanderbeck, and he scores! Stratton dropped it off for Weatherby. Weatherby threw it right in front for Vanderbeck.
So you can watch the game in its entirety starting at 7 o'clock tonight here on the NCW Life Channel. We'll also have Game 2 Thursday night at 7. Congratulations to Wenatchee's Jasper Weatherby. The Lummi Island, Washington native was named the BCHL's Player of the Week. Weatherby put up 4 goals and 2 assists for 6 points in the Wild's 2 playoff wins over Merritt last week. Game 1, Weatherby got Wenatchee's offense started with the 2 first-period goals and added an assist in his team's 4-0 win. He followed that up on Saturday with another 2 goals and 1 assist, including his 2nd consecutive game-winning goal, and his team won again by a score of 6-4. The Brent Holt Trophy winner for the regular season leading scorer was named the first star of both games contest. NCW Life Channel's out with its complete spring sports broadcast schedule. Take a look. Begins next Tuesday, Quincy Wenatchee boys soccer. That'll be followed by Friday with Wenatchee Valley Thunder lacrosse against Southridge. Then more soccer following Tuesday, March 20th at Wenatchee hosts West Valley. And a week from Friday, March 23rd, we'll bring you Eastmont baseball against Eisenhower. For a complete list of our spring sports schedule, you can find it on our website, ncwlife.com, or we just posted that quick link on our Facebook page so you can check that out as well. We'll be bringing you 24 games this spring. Wenatchee, Eastmont, Wenatchee Valley lacrosse, all right here. Well, the Mariners News, MLB.com reporter Greg Johns covering Seattle in spring training camp says the M's have re-signed Ichiro Suzuki. Now, after a day off yesterday, Seattle resumed spring training with a Cactus League game today in Peoria against Colorado. Nothing official yet, but the Mariners kind of hedged their bets a little bit. We've got access to a backdoor media site, and they create a little folder each day for what they're going to add if they're going to have highlights for the games and things like that. They've already created a little folder in there calling it Ichiro Presser and today's date. So I think it's a done deal. That's sports news. Grant, back to you.
Bring Ichiro back. Thanks, Eric. North Central Washington Campfire's annual Wahilo Luncheon will be at the Wenatchee Convention Center tomorrow morning at 11:45 a.m. with a keynote speech from Mayor Frank Kuntz. Executive Director Teresa Samuelson talked about the event on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley this morning with Dan Kuntz.
Well, it's a chance for us to talk a little bit about Campfire, what we're doing, and also to recognize our Trailblazer Award winner, which is a person in the community that's outstanding for their contribution towards youth. And
it's a big award. It's one of the biggest awards anybody can get.
Yeah, but this year we're honoring Garn Christensen, which is the superintendent of the Eastmont schools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it also is a chance for us to try to fundraise.
Mm-hmm.
So after expenses, half of the money goes to our after-school program, and the other half goes to Camp Seneca for camp scholarships to help send kids to camp. Go to our webpage and go to events, and you can sign up right online, or on our webpage is also our phone number, 663-1609, and just give us a call. Tell us you want to come, or if you want to join some of our other programs, our campfire clubs, know more about our after-school volunteer opportunities, and of course Camp Seneca.
And we'll be back in just a moment with the recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
How about having majestic mountains, a beautiful shoreline, and 26 acres of lush walking trails be the backdrop of your special event? Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp has cabins, meeting spaces, and a lodge with a kitchen that will accommodate large gatherings. Our staff at Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp will work with you to ensure that your wedding, retreat, class reunion, or birthday is amazing. Reserve your day today.
Just as went on the air, Steve, NCW Life is live now on Facebook.
Hey, how's about that? We're live, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Dan Kuntz, your host for the next hour.
Every weekday, starting at 7 o'clock.
Get ready for a bunch of news that's coming your way.
Here's what's happening around North Central Washington. We'll have a rundown of all your local, regional, and statewide news. You can also find more on our website at ncwlife.com. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. That's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on NCW Life News.
Ready-Medi is healthcare made simple and affordable. We are the only direct primary care practice that provides personalized and holistic healthcare in North Central Washington. Our wellness model not only helps prevent heart attacks and strokes, but we also optimize hormones. Affordability is our goal. For example, hip surgery locally is $45,000, whereas our members have the same access for $15,000. Ready-Medi, healthcare made simple and affordable.
And now for a recap of our top stories. Washington became the first state Monday to set up its own net neutrality requirements after U.S. regulators repealed Obama-era rules that banned internet providers from blocking content or impairing traffic. The Federal Communications Commission voted in December to gut U.S. rules that were meant to prevent broadband companies such as Comcast, AT&T, and Verizon from exercising more control over what people watch and see on the internet. At the bill signing yesterday, Governor Jay Inslee criticized Congress for not taking action on the issue.
We should be pleased, we should be proud of our legislative effort to get this job done, because we know that when D.C. fails to act, Washington State has to do so.
The new law also requires internet providers to disclose information about their management practices, performance, and commercial terms. Violations will be enforceable under the state's Consumer Protection Act. Well, it looks like it's going to be a good year for irrigators and hydropower in North Central Washington. Chelan County PUD commissioners were presented with the latest snowpack survey results for the Lake Chelan drainage, and the numbers are good.
What we found was at Lyman Lake, which is the highest elevation of the three sites we monitored, about 118% of average snow water equivalent, 101 at Park Creek Ridge, and 105 at Rainy Pass, which helped us to formulate our March 1st water supply forecast of 106%.
The utilities energy analyst John Wozniewski also reported stream flows at Grand Coulee Dam are expected to be 110% of normal for the period of April through July. The next snowpack report will be released on April 1st. Time now for a look at our North Central Washington weather forecast, but before we get to those details, why not? Let's take another gorgeous look outside our weather window with crystal clear skies out there this afternoon. A little bit of cloudiness earlier, But this beautiful shot from our Skycam tower, our cross camera, so to speak, looking down at the Wenatchee Valley, and it was a nice one with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. What we're seeing is high pressure over northern Nevada is providing us with dry, warm weather as the storm system that brought some showers to Washington yesterday is now moving east. And you can see the size of that area of high pressure moving up along the interior of the country. Highs for the day today were generally in the upper 40s, some lower 50s around with sunny skies and dry conditions. We should see similar weather for most of Wednesday as well, with partly cloudy skies and highs again in the upper 40s. But by Wednesday night, that large area of low pressure you see on the screen, it's off the coast of California, will move up from the southwest, bringing us about a 50% chance of rain showers Wednesday night and a 60% chance of maybe a rain-snow mix on Thursday. As I mentioned, we could see some snow mixed in, so maybe around an inch of new snow on the ground by early Thursday. But the good news, by Friday, high pressure builds back into north central Washington, bringing back sunny skies and warmer temperatures with afternoon highs above normal into the mid-50s Friday through early next week. Monday night and into Tuesday, our temperatures will remain mild, but a weak weather system will bring just a slight chance for some rain showers. Let's take a look at that forecast now. Tonight will drop down to near 30 at about 29 degrees. Partly cloudy for your Wednesday, increasing clouds in the afternoon. Slight chance for showers in 48. 49 with the rain-snow mix on Thursday. And then look at that weather Friday through Monday. Friday mostly sunny and 55, 53 with sunshine on Saturday. A few more clouds on Sunday and Monday, but highs both of those days still nice and above normal into the mid-50s. Well, minutes matter in a disaster. We leave you tonight with informational video provided by the Chelan County Emergency Management on ways to properly prepare for a disaster.
Disasters. In the past 10 years, the United States has officially declared over 1,000 of them. And in the fall of 2017 alone, 3 major hurricanes, Harvey, Irma, and Maria, were estimated to have impacted 25.8 million Americans. Chances are, one day you'll be affected. Planning now means you'll have better control of the situation. So here are 6 important things to know before disaster strikes. Know where your gas shutoff valve is located. Shutting off gas before an emergency can help avoid gas leaks and explosions. Know where your electrical shutoff is. Electrical problems cause an average of 25,900 house fires each year. The risk grows during a disaster. Shut off breakers or pull out fuses in the breaker or fuse box. Make an emergency communication plan for your family. An emergency communication plan means family members know where to go, what to do, and how to reconnect and reunite when disaster strikes. Make sure you have insurance. Does it cover flood or earthquake? Floods are the most common and costly natural disaster. Just a few inches of water can cause thousands of dollars of damage. And plan for your pets. Locate pet-friendly shelters for your furry friends. Many emergency shelters can't accept pets for public health reasons. Service animals are always welcome. Know your evacuation routes. Many communities have evacuation routes. Learn about them. Minutes matter during a disaster. What do all these tips have in common? The time for learning them is before a disaster strikes, not during. Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Learn more at ready.gov.
And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge.
That's TV set free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Get the fastest internet available in North Central Washington by switching to Localtel and get speeds up to 1,000 meg. Call 888-8888 today or go online to localtel.net.